Hello and welcome here to my mother's place. This is my mother's garden table, you can perhaps call it. No, it is Brit Strikkenerd's knittings projects table. Here I have set all my project that I bring with me here to my mother. And I'm wondering if you have the same anxiety to not have enough knitting project with you, that you are afraid to not have enough yarn, not have the right size of the needles. Hello and a warm welcome to me, Brit Strikkenerd, or Brit Knitting Nerd in English. I'm a Norwegian knitter, so you have to excuse my Norwegian English, but I try so good I can. And I hope that make this episode a little more often, that I practice my English a little better every time. Yes, and I come from the middle of Norway and a little island called Frøya. The nearest city town is Trondheim, and here I live on the little farm with my husband Ola, and at usual we have 6 kids, but they are all moved from this house and live another places in the Norway. One girl is in Bergen, 4 of them is in Trondheim, that I show you in the last episode, and one boy is actually live here in Frøya. He is a teacher on a school here in Frøya, so we can see a little bit often. Yes, but this podcast is about knitting, is about my love of yarn, and it's about the life on the farm or on the daily life I have. Yes, that's what you will hear about when you come to visit me. And thank you for all some come visit me every time. And if you are new here, I hope you will like it. And if you like it, I will be very happy if you push the button knob or be a member of this channel. It costs nothing to be a member. So here we are, and we shall talk about knitting this time also. And I will first talk about what I am wearing, because today is the first day of the autumn storm. I live on the island near the sea. I also call my little podcast Knitting by the Sea, because it's only 20 meters to the sea here I live, and we live on the island, so it's sea everywhere. And when it's blowing or this autumn storm take a start, you feel it in the house. Yes, I live in a very old house, and now I sit in my kitchen corner and try to make it a little cozy when this storm is flying around the house. It's a little bit better now in the morning, but in the night, oh yes, the first night the storm is coming, it's always a little high sound, I think, but you get used to it. Yes. And I make myself a cup of tea, and I shall talk with you. And first I shall talk about this jumper, and perhaps many of you already know what this pattern called. Is the Jupiter crop of Caitlin Hunter. And this Jupiter I make last year, and this is the knitting I have knitted the quickest way. Yes, I only use 5 days to knit this little Jupiter crop. And I think it was because I love the color, play with the color, and it's only used the yarn of my scrap or leftover yarn in my stash, and it was so a love, happiness to play with it in this Jupiter pattern, and all is in this autumn color, so it's the perfect time to wear my little Jupiter crop just now. So if you not have knitted the Jupiter yet, go to Catalin Hunter and catch the pattern and make yourself a happy time to play with the color you have in your stash, perhaps. Yes. And I'm wondering if I should knit Jupiter, one Jupiter, to have another color playing, perhaps a spring color or a summer color, or perhaps a Christmas Jupiter. You know, you can play with all of the color you like in this Jupiter. And perhaps some of you is exciting to know. You know, I was traveling to my mother last week, and I have this jacket that I have knitting for my mother, this fort gjort jakke of Nina Granlund Sæter, the quick knitting jacket, you know. And she has had this wish to have this warm, cozy jacket in blue stripe, and I have tried to make it that she could be happy. And yes, she loved the jacket, and she was so grateful and happy to get it in the gift. And it's a little surprise too, because I told you she never get a big knitting project from me before, because I think this were a little difficult to make her satisfied with what I knit. I think it was, she is very, very know what she wants in the color and the past form, but this was just perfect. And it was lovely to see every morning she catch the jacket and say to me, "Oh, I love this jacket. It's so warm and cozy to wear in the morning when I take my cup of coffee." So that made daughter also very, very happy. So the fortgjortjakka is now in Romsdal, or will warm my mother every morning, and that is a good feeling now when she not feel very good. But she tries and take one day of day and hope she get better every day. Yes, but I try to visit my mother now this day once in the month. You know, it's take 6 hours to drive to my mother's place in Romsdal. So it take a little while, and you have to be there some days. And yes, I am a busy woman in the culture life here in Frøya, and I have a work to do in the culture school, and also things to do at home. So, but I try to set off a couple of days every month now, and can visit her. So the next time is about the 8th of October that I shall travel down to Romsdal again. But when you are traveling as a knitting person, I shall be away from the home some days. You have to have a plan. What shall you bring with you of the knitting project? And that is a big work to have planned. This time I was very lucky to have a car for myself, so I can show all my knitting that I want to have with me. But I will show you what have I bring with me to my mother this time, and what have I knitted on and perhaps been finished with, that you can see a little later. Because when I come to my mother, I take a little movie to show you all the knitting project that I bring with me. So here it comes. Hello and welcome here to my mother's place. This is my mother's garden table, you can perhaps call it. No, it is Brit Strikkenerd's knittings projects table. Here I have set all my project that I bring with me here to my mother. And I'm wondering if if you have the same anxiety to not have enough knitting project with you, that you are afraid to not have enough yarn, not have the right size of the needles. I have this anxiety, yes. And lucky me, this time I drive alone in the car and have a lot of place to get all the knitting that I want to bring with me to my mother. So it's stop full in the car with a lot of knitting things this time. The reason for that was that I have a little hurry to go our way, because before I traveled from Frøya, I had to make a podcast for you, and also I have to go some hours to work for I drive this evening yesterday. But now I am here to my mother, and I will show you some of the project, or all the project I have bring with me, so you can think about, see a little later when I come home and play in the podcast, the whole podcast, that what will I be finished with in the end. But here is what I bring with me. So now you can get a look what I have. Okay, we start with this one that you have seen in the last episode. This little sailboat that is the sign of Sofia Tales, Sofia Karlsson, and I have not knit much after you see the podcast, but I bring it with me, and I hope to get knitting some rounds and perhaps one sock finish before I go back to the Frøya. And so I have something that you not have seen. And last time I was in Rauma Yarnfabric, the yarn fabric in Rauma, I bought this big yarn bowl. In Norway we call, and now you have this bag yarn with you. It's just enough to have in a little bag. Not. But I buy this. This is a kilo Rauma Finull yarn in this lovely blue color. And now I'm knitting on a blanket. Oh. It can look like a sweater, and you see it like this. I have a lot of things here. Yes. So you see this snowflake? Isn't it beautiful? And I must say thank you for Knit Companion. If not, I have this Knit Companion on my iPad. It was very difficult to knit this pattern with so lot of color knittings. You know, you have to be in focus for every round. It's not similar. No one rows are similar. It's different every rows, but it gets so nice. Yes, and the blanket, it's a little baby blanket. It's called Baby Blanket Snowflakes, and it is of a Norwegian designer called Pinneguri Anmyre, and this blanket you find in the English pattern also. Oh, so if you will want some happy color knitting, I warm recommend this little blanket. It's a very fun knitting. So that I have with me. So I go to the next one. That is a jumper. My two twins, or not my two twins, it's Ola's twins, but I am a little mother for them also. They in this year they get 30 years old. Yes, celebrating 30 years is a big day. And when my kids get 30 years, they get this present with a jumper in my own villull yarn, of course. They have to get one jumper in their life, I think. And 30 years is a good year to get this beautiful villull yarn in their jumper. So here I am knitting on a ridderi. That is a very famous pattern. I think a lot of you know this designer and this pattern. And now I almost finished with the body and shall starting with the sleeves and the yoke. And the yoke is the most funny to knit. There is a lot of color and a lot of things that's happening, so I look forward to start there. And I have to knit one more because they are twins. So I hope to get finished with both of these riddery before Christmas time. So it can be both a 30 years present and a Christmas present. So I have to have a little focus on this riddery now in these months that go before Christmas, I think. Riddery, yes. And the next one is a little project, and I almost finished with one. This is a weekend socks of, I shall have this weekend shorty socks of Summerlee, called the designer. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And when I look at this in Ravelry, I fell in love because it was this colorful little socks. And I know in the summer it was very hot in Norway, and I wish this little ankle short socks to my feet, and with little colorful, it will be a little happiness to bring it on, I think. But no, it will be in the next summer, but I hope to get finished very soon, that I can take it in my little socks box that I have. I take care of the socks I knit for the year and not use it before the next year. So this shall go in this box. Yes, and here I have used a lot of left yarns in my stash. And that is also a little happiness. Yes, I only throw it on the grass now. And so I have a little easy knitting things that shall be a pillow, a little pillow. It calls leftover party. And that I will say it is. I use a lot of leftover yarns in alpaca and some in this Rauma wool. And you only knit, only knit this rillestrikk. I shall write it down now. I not remember this knitting word again, you know. But it's a very easy knit, and I think I can bring it on if I shall visit some of my friends here in Vestnes. I don't have to think when I knit this. It's only knitting and knitting and knitting, you know. So this Nina Granlund that has designed this little leftover party pillow. So yes, you know, I have this knitting along with Nina Granlund Sæther in my Norwegian Ravelry group. Yes, so if you want to knit something of Nina, you can go there and bring on if you want. Yes, and you know, I am very fond to knit this little scarf in these days. I have knit a lot of them in this year, and here is one new one. You know, Stephen West has this little short shawls along in August, I think, and I have started knitting on this. I think it's the number 3 of this little scarf, and it's called, I have to see the name, Pire Skinny Scarf. I have knit this in merino yarn from Sandnes and hand-colored silk mohair from one hand colors designer in Norway called Hattestrikk. Yes, it's get a little more life, I think, in this knitting project when you have this hand colored yarn and hand dyed yarn in this project. So I have come half, so now it's the last part again. And the final little project, I have 7 with me, is a pair of socks that I have my own design in, and I play with a little structure theme in these socks. It was a present, the yarn was a present, a summer present from one of my friends called Grete. It's this very new yarn from Drops called Fiesta. It's very good to knit with. I like it very much. and it's perfect for the socks knitting and deco weight, I think I will say. And you get this nice color in this green one, I think. So I have knit in the one ball and do the other, and so it's the rest again. And perhaps I will finish before I go back to Frøya on Tuesday. I hope. Yes, and it's not enough. Of course, I also have a yarn with me to cast on new project. You know, I should cast on these mittens of Nina Granlund Sæter. The middle here, I think I shall cast on. It's called the Blue Monday mittens, and here is the yarn. And I hope now in this weekend that I can start here. And the last one is a little package, because one of my friends in the knitting world called Janesverden have this autumn mysteri. So that I also shall have to cast on. And now my brother come, and I think he will laugh a lot when I stand here and talk English in the camera. So now you have to wait to see in the next part of this episode how much will I get finished with. As you see it was not a few knittings project, it's very many. And I always afraid to get empty with a knitting project, but you cannot be afraid if you, it's always a little knitting store in the area that you can go to and visit. So you don't need to be afraid, I think. But always have a lot with me. But have I been finished with something? Yes, I have. And the first project I've been finished with is my little socks. I call little cable socks, because I have made a little cable in the rib of this sock. It's a very, very easy cable pattern that I love to knit myself, that I have taken these socks. And I have this heel flap, ordinary heel flap, and a little Kitchener stitch in this end. And as you see, I get little sun, been the rain, the sun come visiting this kitchen today. It's early Saturday morning, so yes, that you can get a little sunrise in my head. But here is the socks, yeah. And these socks I have bring with me everywhere. I have had on the traveling, I had them on the meet, I used to knit them when I talk to somebody here at the home and have to have concentrated on this conversation. But it's a good thing to have with you, and now it's finished. Suddenly it's finished, yes. And the next thing I get finished with is something I knit on from this summer. It's a pillow. Yes, you see, it's a pillow in garter stitch. And when I come to my mother, I have come about half of this long garter stitches. And I shall take a picture. I take a picture and then I show you here. It's 1 meter of garter stitch. And the rest of I knit when I was to my mother, and suddenly I have this pillow. This is a pattern from Nina Granlund Sæter, and you know I have this knit along with the Nina Granlund, and here it is. This book is called Pillow Party, you can say, and there's a lot of pillows pattern in this, and I have choose to make this, she called leftover party, yes, and that it is a little scrap yarn party, you can also call it. My wishes was to use all of my alpaca. I have used a lot of them this year to get this empty box in my stash. A lot of old alpaca yarn that I have from several company. But here I have this red 2 balls that I want to use, and in the other colors, you have 2 threads in this garter stitch, and 1 alpaca, the red one, and I use all of leftover from Rauma Yarnfabric in purple color or in this pink color. And I get this red happiness pillow that can match in my kitchen, I think. It's a little color party, it's sure that it is. So that I was finished with. And garter stitches, it's very easy, but sometimes it's the garter stitches you need in this life. And when I was my mother, I think it was good to have a concentration about her and talk to her and take care of her. And then it's perfect to have this garter stitches that you not have to think nothing and only let the needles go through every time. Yes, so it's a very mindfulness knitting, and it's a good thing to take with you. And sometimes you need that, and sometimes you need this technically difficult experiments knitting you will go into and learn something. So we are very lucky, we knitters, that can jump into different technique that perhaps more will pass to our feeling that time or mood. Yes, so this was a good thing to have a focus on with when I visit my mother. Yes, but I have just do something else with some of the project also. I have been finished with one of these socks, of this weekend socks of Summerly, this happy weekend socks in a lot of color. In the summer I want this little sock, I want to have this ankle socks. I don't know if it is called ankle, but I want to have a little ankle socks in this summer. It was not this summer it was finished, but next summer I will have this ankle socks. And I start with this ribbing, get finished with the ribbing, and now it's the rest of the sock, and perhaps this will be the socks I now take with me or to the meeting or traveling. And then suddenly it's finished with a pair of socks again. And I also talk about this riddari that I have to be finished with, because it is a gift to the twins in this house that get 30 years this year. And I shall knit 2 of the riddari in my own yarn, ulljärnet from the own Villskip, Villsauer, here in Nerklubben. But it was not so much this time, only starting on this arm, but it's a beginning, so I hope to get focused now. I have to get focused. I have to have a little hard work to get finished with this. It shall be this Christmas gift for these 2 boys, and now I started only on the first one. So yes, it had to be a little focus. I think I need to make a plan. I see it is Sarah, I follow her podcast, and she has this challenge to make socks to everyone in her family, and she has make a Excel arc where she write down how much rows she must knit every day to get finished in Christmas. Perhaps I must do the same with this riddari. Yes, and I also started with Nina Granlund's mittens. I told you I shall knit this one that is called Blue Monday mittens, and it's in this magazine, hefte, books, little books. There is only blue mittens. I don't know if she yet has translated. I know she has translated some of these little books that you will find in her web shop called hjertebank.no. I write it down. I have told you before, and some of the pattern is on English. And autumn and knitting mittens is true. It's the true answer. Because I love it so much. And it's only the season to start knitting mittens again. And here is the start of the mittens. And as you see, It's a lovely, lovely flower here, and in the cuff, it's this chess rote. I think I will call it chess rote, and it's have this little technique that the roots, the white roots, is almost jumping out and get this effect because she has done it in the pearl stitches. And here you have the stockinette stitches and the pearl stitches in the white, and let's get a little jumping out effect, I think. And the backside has all the flowers. It's easy to recommend it, so you can follow it. You don't think have to think a lot if you know when you have started to do it. But here in the front, you have to follow the pattern very, very focus. Yes. But now I've started, and so as I say, it's very, very fun to knit these mittens again. And I think in this mitten season, so it will get a lot of mittens in this season from till to the winter, to the Christmas time, I think. Nina Granlund, just haven't write a new book about mittens that will arrive next week. So I will think it will be one pattern there I will choose, but I look forward to see what have she make this time. Yes, that was a little. Oh no, I have a little surprise project that I have been finished with. I don't talk about that when I show you all my yarn and knitting project because it was far behind my head. But I have some yarn with me with this thought of this plan, and that was this little sheep. Oh, isn't she lovely? This is little Sirkeline. It's a pattern in an app we have in Norway, but I think also you in England can get it. It's called Knit and Note, I think. And I am a paid member that you can, and then you get all the pattern free that is in this app. And this little sheep lay there and say hello to me. Can you knit me? Yes, I can. So now it's this little sheep Sirkeline, but the pattern is called Sauen Petra, and the designer is called Meliora, and you find this in this app. I have knitted in my own yarn, the wool yarn, the white one, and it was so fun to knit it, and they make this little head made a lot of happy jumping, I think. So now a little cozy cloth is made to a little girl baby that will come this winter. I think she have to smell wool with her face. So little Sirkeline that suddenly jump into my word and have to be knit. Yes. That was this. But I also told you a little bit about this autumn mysterium that my friend Janesverden have make, and I was so lucky to get this package, and that shall be a sock to the end when it's finished. But I get 10 little package that shall open in 10 days, and it should start it this Monday when I was with my mother, but I had no time to start on Monday, but I start Tuesday when I arrived at to Frøya again. And I take a little movie and picture when I start to open this autumn mystery that you can have a little look, and when I drive at home. Hello, and now we are starting with this autumn mysterious sock, present that I have got as a gift from a knitting friend in Norway called Janesverden. She make beautiful calendars or mysterious package that is a party to get. And when I now shall travel from my mother in Romsdal, we have to travel with a lot of ferry, so I pack up my first package on this ferry when we waiting for the ferry. Yes. And now in the ferry, when I'm sitting here in the car, I can knit and start it with the first clue that is in this little paper that you see here. Look at these beautiful things, and such similar in every packet that I get. It's 10 package. Oh, I look so forward to do it. And now I start knitting in the first ferry, and the next ferry I shall open the next package. Here you see this little bag that I got, this holly bag from my friend that is have a little antique store at his home he had, and I have bought 2 chairs that I will have in my kitchen here that you can see another time. But when I come into the store, this little bag hang, and I say, oh, I have to have this little bag, and he said, I can give it to you. It's a present for me. And I said, oh, thank you. And here I have this autumn mysterium socks from Janet. And I have knit 5 days now. In this day is in the 6 days. So here you see the pattern flow away with a little, yes, little purple pattern. Lovely. And in the package, you also get little things. Yesterday, it was this little post-it lap that she has made in here. And I have not opened yet. So here is the day 6. And in every little paper here, she write a little autumn thought or a poem you can bring with you in these days. And today it stands, time is not a position, but a gift we are allowed to possess moment by moment. Oh, I think it's so nice that she has write this little words to us every day that we can bring with us in this day. And today I know what I shall do, because I'm working on the health flap that I have to do finish. I know what the pattern will be today, but it also always a little gift in this package. And today it's a little autumn pencil, I think, in this orange. It's so funny. And in every little paper that lay in this paycheck, it's the pattern that you shall knit for today. Yes. And perhaps some of you are very good in this scrapping hobby. I am not, but perhaps some of you that are watching me now. So perhaps it can get you a little inspiration to make such a present to some friends of you, or make a mysterium. When I have this Christmas calendar, I often choose a ordinary pattern, a free pattern can you write, and then I write it down, take a bit of every pattern, it's a very little bit of every pattern, and write it down day for day, and then it's get as like as a mysterium for the person that get this present from me. So that is a way to do. You can do not need to make a own pattern. You can also take a free pattern from Ravelry and make it in a mysterium from another person. That is also a little fun. But I also went to Rauma Yarnfabric, that is only 1 hour from my mother's place in driving a car, yes. And I took my friend with me, and suddenly we were to Rauma. And it's only happy time to go to this Rauma Yarnfabric and see all of this beautiful color and all of this beautiful wool that I will bring me home, everything, I think. But I have a little plan. I should buy yarn to Torungen sweater that Nina Grandinsäter have just design, and I should also try a new yarn from Rauma factory that I not have used before. A yarn called Puno. It's a very thick yarn, and I should combine with a thick mohair. And this is the color I have choose to knit the Torungen, and I choose some other colors that Nina had in her design. I want, instead of the yellow that she has catches in, I had used this green one and take this pink that she also have used. So that is the same, but I also use the same white. But instead of this, she has like a purple waves in the pattern. I have, of course, used this blue, and that is to got a little Frøya inspiration in my Torungen. So I look forward to cast on this new jumper, but not yet, because I saw something else that I have to cast on very, very soon. And that was a free pattern from Rauma. That they have a free pattern every month. And if you go to their Facebook site, Rauma Garn, you can find the link to this free pattern. Of course, it's only in Norwegian, but perhaps you will try to jump into some Norwegian pattern. The knitting language is always easy to learn, I think, if you have a translating book. You can go to Drops. I think if you go to Drops studio, you can find translating knitting words from all of the word, and you can write English to Norwich, and you get a lot of translating to these knitting words that perhaps you can try to go in this Norwich pattern. But I have this free pattern, one each month, that go into this Facebook site. And this month it was this Bella sweater. But I don't take a notice first, but suddenly I saw this jumper in this color, in this green color. I think I have to have similar jumper. I have to have a jumper in this color. And here you see it. I love it. I love this color. And I think this is a good thing to knit now in the dark days and stormy days you get in this autumn, and get some happy green color to knit on your needles when you cozy indoors. Yes, so that I shall start very soon. I also buy on this sale. They have a lot of sale in this fabrics. Also, yes, on Ria. I don't. Yeah, it's cheaper. Lot of yarn, very cheap, and they have a lot of boxes with this cheap yarn. And I bought some lammull. It was of half price. And lammull is very good to have these mittens that I in the season to knit mittens, and that I want some colors in this lammull. Orange, blues, dark, black, and off-white, I think it's called. But I also buy some bomull, cotton, in this purple, and turquoise is thick cotton, and that I think I can knit some thick potholders. I love to knit potholders, and it's a perfect time to knit it before Christmas, that there can be some Christmas gift all over the places. I think. So that will bring me home, and this was very cheap. It's only $15 for 10 balls of yarn. That is a good price. And I also buy this cotton called Petunia. It's my favorite cotton yarn all over the place. I love the Petunia from Rauma. I use it a lot. And I also buy this plum. It's a kid silk here to bring it on, because I want to knit some scarf. I have a little scarf they called Heia struktursjal. Hello struktursjal, perhaps it can translate it to. It's a very easy knitting. And I saw they have layout example of this struktursjal in Petunia and this plum. And that this was a very good feeling to take on. And I think it will be very good to have on your neck and in your house. Yes. So I think to knit a lot of pair of. You can get 5 scarf, I think, with these balls. So that also is a little Christmas gift knitting, I think. Yes, so this was a little happy knitting yarn love, all of that. I found happy time too in my knitting life. Yes, but the next week I don't think it will be a new episode, because I shall travel to Bergen. And in Bergen this next weekend, it is a big knitting festival, Bergen Strikkefestival, Bergen Knitting Festival, and I have get a ticket to that festival, so as a gift from my 2 oldest kids. And my oldest girl is living there, Tale, so I shall live to her, and we shall go to this knitting festival together, and I look very, very forward to that. So it's I think it will be a busy time next week to fix an earning to travel, and there also is this season to collect all the sheep and send some of them wider. I don't know what this is called, but there shall be food. I shall write it on my side there, and perhaps next time I can tell about it. But it will come a lot of visitors this next week to help Ola with this sheep, and then the mother have to fix the house that is clear and ordering when they come, when she has left the building and go to this knitting festival. But I think it will go well. But till we meet again, have a happy knitting time, and hello, goodbye.